Hi everyone, Helen Blunden here. Hope you're happy, healthy and well. It is time for a new book review today, and the review today is on Andrea Camilleri's The Sacco Gang. Now, Andrea Camilleri is a well-known Italian author who's written many books. He's written a detective series, and I have reviewed one of his books previously on this YouTube channel. So when I saw it in the library, I recognized the name. I thought, I'm going to read it. I enjoy his books, and I got this book as well simply because I know someone by the name with that same surname, and I thought it might be interesting. Let's see what this book is about. Now, at the same time I got this book, I was also around the same time looking at some YouTube videos with my father about the stories of this particular judge in Sicily who's under full-time protection for the last 30 odd years from the Mafia, because he wants to put the Mafia in his region into jail. And in these videos, he described the Mafia as the octopus, which is also something that was described in this book. Now, from that video, I was aghast at why would anyone try and fight the Mafia if it is that ingrained, if everyone is under their racket, if everyone is paying protection money to the Mafia. You know, here's this one bloke who knows that his life is pretty much, well, he'll die the moment he steps out of his house. And, you know, on the one hand, I think good on him for doing this, because he knows he's a marked man. But on the other hand, I think also, God, it takes someone with a lot of guts to do that. And how the Mafia is so destructive in communities. Now, this is what the book is about. It's loosely based on a true story that happened in 1926 in the village of Raffadali in Sicily. And what had happened was Luigi Sacco was someone who was a decent man. He had his farm, he had a whole big family. He you know, lived and worked by the rules. He didn't hurt anyone. But one day he gets this anonymous letter by the Mafia who's asking for protection money. And what does he do? He ignores it. And it's not what you do with the Mafia. And he ignores the second letter again. And then what happens is, obviously, as you can understand, the Mafia then goes for his family, and there's a series of incidents from house burnings, barn burnings, murders, you name it, happens. But he holds firm. He holds firm, and he teaches his sons that they're not going to let the Mafia win. And his sons start to arm themselves to the teeth. They get to understand who is working for the Mafia and not. And there's just one story after the next of the horrible things that Mafia do to try and get this family on their knees. But at the same time, the Sacco brothers hold their own, and they murder, they're good on them, a well-known Mafia boss, which then starts a complete chaotic regime of things where they have to explain why they did it or what they didn't do, because there is no truth anywhere. Everyone is paying the Mafia, everyone is protected by the Mafia. You don't know who's your friend and who's not. You can pretty much guess that everyone is involved in the Mafia, so there's no escape. So this was a really interesting book because, you know, it's described as a humorous Italian Western type story. And in fact, when you read it, the way you read it, it is highly readable. But there are so many different characters, and with the Italian names, they kind of get mixed up, you know, who's the son of so-and-so, you know, at times. But it's written in a humorous way. But I didn't find it humorous. In fact, I found it awful that this was truly and is still happening in regions today. How the Mafia are in everyone's lives, and how you have to fight. Like, if you don't pay them money, then your entire family could disappear or die. So Yeah, really interesting book. The Sacco Gang, it was written in 2013. It's really a story between socialism and fascism. It also taught me that the fascists, you can have mafia who were not fascists, and you could have fascists who were part of the mafia, but that didn't necessarily mean one and the same thing, which is, I just thought all fascists were mafiosi, but that was wrong. And it's also, I guess, a story between fascism and socialism, and definitely the Sacco brothers, everything that they did and their whole family was all about sharing and helping the community, which had the socialist factor. But then the fascism, you could see fascism was being introduced in Italy in the 1920s. There's mention of Mussolini here as well. So very, very very interesting book. I'm glad I read this. So let me know what you think. Have you ever read any of Andrea Camilleri's books? Let me know what you think, and thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. Bye for now.